Hi, we're in Renton, Washington at the Extended Stay Delux. Come on in. This hotel we found on Hotwire. The price was a good price, but there are some drawbacks as well as some positives. It's a pretty good sized room. I do like that. That's great. I've stayed at different extended stay deluxes over the years. This one, there's just a few simple things that they could improve on. Usually they have a little soap so you can wash dishes. There's nothing to clean your dishes with. And they know people at these places start using the dishes. Also, there was one fork, not two forks, even though they knew there were two people in the room. And there were a couple of spoons, but that was about it. One thing that I didn't, and there wasn't a scrubber, and usually there's a scrubber somehow to clean the dishes, so that's one thing, but there were dish towels. One thing that I think they need to either get rid of this and just have white cabinets, but they have some type of contact paper on here, but it hasn't been maintained. So it's peeling up everywhere. So I think they should have left the cabinets just white, because it's starting to really peel up here, and
and it's completely torn off on the other ones. Pieces of it are torn off.
So that's one thing. One thing, I wanted my coffee this morning. I'm sure coffee makers go out a lot, but when I called down and said, you know, it's 5 o'clock, I've got a business appointment, I really need a coffee maker that works, and I was pretty nice.
Our coffee maker didn't work this morning.
They said, well, you need to come down and get it. I feel if it's not my fault, I think that they need to send someone up at the coffee maker.
Yeah, like I didn't make it my. You're making it my problem, and as you said, it wasn't like we broke it. You know, we're going to come down and get one. It's their responsibility to have a coffee.
So I had to miss my coffee this morning, and I really like to be sharp when I do a presentation.
And that's one of the selling points of this place, is it has coffee. We checked that out.
But one thing that's good about it is it does have a sink. It does, especially if you're traveling with the family or you're staying in a place for a while, and that's why it's called extended stay, I'm sure. But a coffee maker that works, it has a coffee maker and a toaster and an oven and a refrigerator, which is great when you're dealing with family. One thing I like about it too is many times I don't bring home a doggy bag if my room doesn't have refrigeration. And many times I like to have a great meal and then take something back for the next day if I'm on a road trip, if I'm going to be there several days, to munch on.
And the good thing about this is we were able to go to the grocery store. We got dinner for yesterday and today, and we'll have a nice dinner both nights without going out to eat. And even got a pumpkin pie in there for the 2 nights. So that's nice. Having that refrigerator is nice.
One thing that's another advantage of this place is that I have a place to put on makeup or to do work. It has two.
Or this actually could be a dining table as well.
A dining table or a desk for a second person if you're working on something, and there's a separate desk here. So
that's good. Yeah, we can both be doing something at the same time.
One thing that they don't explain, and I think they should.
Oh yes, the air conditioning.
Heating and air conditioning. The wall one doesn't correspond to the unit on the side. So
the control right here, there's controls right here, but there's also a thermostat on the wall. But the thermostat has nothing to do with this. I don't know what the thermostat even goes to.
One disadvantage, if you ever stay at extended stay, is that they don't do wake-up calls. And I think that's essential for people that are staying over, nightly guests.
They do give you an alarm clock.
They do give
but
you an alarm clock,
let's face it, wasn't it something like 95% of the American people didn't even know how to set a VCR? And then how are you going to set somebody else's alarm clock? So that's one of the things. The TV, of course, granted, it's not a digital TV, but it's a fair-sized TV.
They have a lot of good cable stations. So
very good. I think there's like 3 or 4 Showtime channels. So that was really good for the kids. If you got kids, I mean, you can get a lot of good programming on television.
One thing I don't like is if you're staying just a night, it takes a week, they do not clean your room, make your bed, or give you fresh towels in between. So this is one thing, especially if you're traveling with family, you have to carry your towels down and exchange. Now, for additional $3 a night, they'll come redo your room, or $3.50. So that's an option you have. But to me, there was enough towels, but there's not a overabundance of towels, and they're not especially plush towels.
No, they're kind of rough towels, really. So they're.
But the price was fantastic.
Yeah, the price is fantastic. What did we pay here?
I think on Hotwire on this one we paid like $39, and with tax it'll probably be around $44 or something.
So we can't complain about the price, but at the same time, you know, you want it to be a nice way. The one thing that concerns me is a safety issue down here on the floor, where the carpet meets the ceramic tile. There's a piece missing, and you can see there's two jagged pieces of metal, three, one here, one here, and one here. And if a child could stub their toe on something like that, it could be really dangerous. And it's not like you don't walk across it every couple of minutes. So that's really dangerous. That could really be dangerous for some child. So I'd want to get that fixed.
Now there's a pool here. It's open seasonally. I noticed that. So that's an advantage, especially for traveling in the summer with kids. I'm not saying it's I think it's an okay place. It's a clean place. It's just that there are some limitations. Make sure you have an alarm clock if you have to be somewhere or get up in time. The towels, if you use abundance of towels, you have to take them down to exchange them. If you know, like in the service with the coffee, I think they should have brought the pot up.
Yeah.
But I went down, and they did bring a pot up later, but it was long after I was gone. And it was that missed, you know, opportunity that they had to say, sure, we'll bring you one right up, instead of, well, come down and get it. Who is the guest here, and who do they want to come by? So that's just a little thing that I would watch in the future. But besides that, I thought it was an okay.